My name is Gail. Welcome to my sunroom. Well, I'm out here right now just relaxing. I finished up this quilt for my grandson this morning. I got it all together yesterday, finished it up and hemmed the binding, got the binding put on and got it hemmed, and noticed a little place that I just wasn't happy with in one of the squares. Oh man, I got out here this morning, took that thing apart and trying to put it back together. So I've got it completed now. So I'm sitting here with it in my lap, and it's a pretty good sized blanket. I won't be able to pull it all up to show you, but here's what it looks like with the trim on it. And I will put a picture in my video. I'll just cover up my face. There you go, let you see it. But I'll put a picture of it in the video to including it so you can see what it looks like. It has really been oh, I don't know how to say it. This is a quilt as you go, as you can see here, the little squares. I make the squares and then I put them together with this little sashin, this little black part right here, the sashin that goes around each square. So I put them together with that sashin. And this time I wanted to do it a different way. I watched all kinds of videos on Quilt as you go. And there's one woman, I can't think of her name, but I watch her all the time, and she does awesome job with her Quilt as you go videos. So I wanted to try something a little bit different this time. So I did, and I shouldn't have. I knew when I started it that I shouldn't have, but instead of starting over before I got so far along with the quilt, I just kept going and thinking that it would get a little bit easier, but it didn't. So it was a learning lesson, and the next one I make, I'll put it together as a quilt as you go, because it's so much easier when you do this. If you've just got like a, domestic sewing machine, I don't have a long arm and I wouldn't even know how to use it if I had it. But when you're using a domestic sewing machine, this is so much easier than putting that whole quilt through there to try to quilt it this way. So I will do another quilt as you go. It's not that I just won't use the same way of putting the squares together. I'll do it the way that I've did it before and know that it works for me. So, but I'm happy with it and I'm pleased with it. And a 23-year-old man, he's not going to get this thing down and look at the stitching. He's not going to say, oh, Gran, I messed up right here. She should have done this. He ain't going to do that. He's just going to say, that's pretty and love it, and that's it. But I do have to wash it. This red and black has a lot of dye in it, so I'm going to wash it before I give it to him. Normally, I don't wash the quilts that I give away or anything, but I will wash this one. I've got some of that, I think it's called color catcher that you put in with it's like dryer sheets. You put it in the washer when you wash it and it pulls the dye out, so it will. And when you wash them, it gives it that little crinkly look, which I think looks good with the quilt. So I'll get that washed up, and then I think probably his birthday's next Thursday, so I'll probably either let his mom take it to him, or else me and her might meet him for dinner one night before then, and it just depends on his work schedule and her work schedule. But it's completed and I'm happy, and like I said, it's really been a chore. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed this pattern, and I have enjoyed that. But I've got several projects ahead that I've got to get started on. I've got for my granddaughter's husband, he has neckties that he wanted a blanket or quilt made out of. Not a big one, just a throw quilt with the neckties. They belong to his grandfather. I have a bunch of them, and I've got to figure out I did tell him, I said, you do know I'll have to cut these neckties because that's the only way you can, put them into a quilt. You'll have to cut them and stabilize them on the back. So I've got that to work on, and then I'm going to make a quilt for my husband's son, just a throw. I'm going to make one for him, and I'm going to do a fence rail pattern for him. And I've also got a quilt top that I've got to quilt for myself. My husband bought me the fabric. It was in these little pre-cut squares, and I put them together. I made a disappearing 9-patch pattern, and that's probably going to be what I work on next. I want to get that quilted, and it will not be gifted to anybody. That's going to be mine. I'm going to keep that for myself just because he bought me the fabric, and it's the first disappearing 9-patch that I did, and I want to keep that pattern for myself. So, but anyway, I've got a lot of projects to get done, and now that I got this done, I'm going to really get busy and get my daughter's crocheting blanket done. The crochet blanket with all the colors in it. I've made a lot of progress with it, and I don't like too much more on it. So, and I will share that with you before I gift it to her. So, I want to get that done. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on that so I can get it completed. But you know, I'm going to relax the rest of the day and probably not do anything out here in my sunroom today. I've got to clean my sewing machines and get them ready for my next project, and get that all cleaned up, the lint and dust in there, get them cleaned and ready for my next project for sewing. So I think today I'm just going to relax since I've got this done and not start no big project out here today. So, but I wanted to just bring you along and show you that I do have this completed, and I'm going to put a picture of it on here so you can see it. And so thank you for coming along with me today, and like and subscribe and share my video. And if you hang in there with me, come back next week and I'll have another project going for you to see what I'm into. So until then, take care.